What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Team Solemn Circus live video. On the left side here, we have Yubel going up against Memento here on the right. We are playing the Memento deck once again. This is going to be the first place Yubel deck profile we saw on the channel the other day. Shout out to Thomas for this nice match. We're going to be seeing Yubel end up winning the die roll here. Going to choose themselves to go first. This is with the Fiendsmith stuff, still the 1 engraver and the 3 track. We're going to see a Nightmare Throne going to be activating its effects, going to be destroying the copy of Spirit from the deck. To summon out a copy of the Yubel here. And we have another Throne in the hand as well, I believe. We're going to be activating we're going to be using the Chaos as well as the Spirit, the Beckoning Beast, to go right up into a copy of the Phantom of Yubel. They're going to normal summon the copy of Samsara Lotus. They're going to activate the effect, tripping itself for a cost, and we're going to chain the Ash Blossom. Now, the reason why we're going to do that is because if they chain Phantom of Yubel to destroy a copy of Spirit, Spirit is not able to summon it from the deck, essentially making them lose value. Now, obviously, the Yubel can it makes him think, essentially, depending on what he has. Like, if he really wants to get that Samsara Lotus to go through, he's going to have to negate that Phantom with the Phantom. But if not, he's not going to get anything out of the destruction of Phantom, essentially, other than destroying a copy of Spirit, which I believe they're only playing 2 of. So that would get both copies out of the deck. But they're going to chain the copy of Phantom here, destroying the copy of Spirit. And we're going to summon out a copy of Spirit off the Samsara Lotus. We're then going to activate the effect of the Spirit, going to be able to summon out the copy of, or place the copy of Nightmare Pain onto the field. Nightmare Pain can then activate the effect and destroy. We're most likely going to be putting back the Spirit and the Lotus prior to going into another copy of the Phantom. But they're going to put back the Yubel and the Spirit to go into a Phantom instead, so that when they do destroy the copy of the Spirit here with the Nightmare Pain, they'll be able to summon out a copy of Phantom as well, and also get that Nightmare Pain, or get the field spell to be able to put back the copy of the first Phantom here. We're then going to be seeing a special summon of the Squirmer, link away into the Moon. Moon's going to go up to the Requiem. Requiem's going to activate the effect, summon out a copy of Engraver. This is going to be the standard Fiendsmith cards combo. We're going to be seeing them equip the Requiem with its effect, going up into a copy of the Princess here. And then we're going to be seeing the the Engraver summon itself out. We're heading back to Requiem, linking away into a copy of Sequence. Sequence is going to be putting back the copy of the Moon as well as the Engraver to go for a copy of the Aerial Eater. Aerial Eater can actually activate the effect, sending a copy of Engraver. And if you already have the copy of Engraver in the graveyard, you can actually send a Samsara Lotus here to get into your combo as well, which is really cool. We're going to be seeing them bring out the copy of Yama, using the copy of Aerial Eater and the Sequence, which can then be able to activate the effect to add the copy of Shavara. We're then able to banish 2 to summon back out the Aerial Eater here by banishing the copy of the Princess as well as the Yubel, because it is both level 6 or higher and they're both Dark Fiends. That's going to give us access to a copy of Rage. And then we're going to be able to banish the Squirmer and summon with the copy of Spirit. We're going to be then activating the effect of Shavara, destroying the copy of Spirit, summoning itself out. Yama's going to activate the effect, summoning with the copy of Yubel. And then we're going to be able to overlay for a copy of Varudis, leaving us a copy of with an Omni Negate here, which is quite nice. We're not playing the trap card in the deck, so that's why we're not going to set it. We thought the chances of they had it in the hand, which is why they didn't activate it at this point. But knowing now that looking back, are 2 very different things. Like, we did this deck profile, so we know he's not playing the trap. At the time, I thought that was the trap there. But we're going to be starting off with a track of our own. But look, we're looking down a Rage, a copy of Varudis, as well as a copy of Phantom, which is quite nice. End board there. We're also getting to play through Ash Blossom as well. That's going to resolve here, and that's going to let us summon and, well, search and summon for a copy of the Fabled Lurie, which can then let us go into a Requiem here, but they can just go Rage or Varudis or Phantom at this point. And we trade it for cost. They could just turn it into destroy a copy of Yubel. Most likely they will be chaining the Varudis to this first, though. But it looks like that's going to, be met with a Varudis there to negate. And I pick up and read this card because we do actually have a copy of Talents in the hand, so I was thinking of taking it. But we're going to activate the take, and they do chain the crossout designator, call the talents here, and that's just going to be game on board. We're like, why would you not set the trap? I didn't know he didn't play the trap at the point. But a crossout calling talents is just absolutely insane. I mean, is there a world where crossout gets hit? Maybe crossout can get hit to 2, and we'll see like the same thing as Master Duel and the OCG, where, you only get to play 2 crossouts and 1 Call of the Grave. But at the same time, crossout's only really good going first. Like a lot of times when you're going second, you end up siding him out. Like I know that I'm not even playing crossout in the main deck in Memento. I'm only playing going first in my side deck, which kind of doesn't come up as often anymore. So I kind of want to side it out and play other cards because there's not really like one good choke point for Memento. Obviously, of course, a D barrier. But I'm still experimenting with the deck and trying to see what cards I want to side in and out. I still do like the copies of like Ghost Ogre for the Tempai matchup, but I suppose I can also put in like some better cards going first. A lot of the times I just don't want to lose like 2 or 3 hand traps, especially when like Nibiru can be pretty prominent. But I'm not even playing Nibiru in my side deck. So at that point, it's like, well, what's the point of even crossout? Maybe I should just put in like crossouts, 1 nib, and just see if I can see it. But at the same time, I really enjoy not having to play Nibiru. It just is the only card that I have been losing to lately, which is kind of funny. Shout out to Angus at the regionals there. But we are going to be seeing Game 2 with Memento going to go first. Now, I don't believe I am playing crossout in this exact time. I know that the copies of Solemn Judgment is in the deck at the moment. But let's see what we end up drawing here. We're going to go Detach no Shigo effect to summon itself out in the main phase. Starting off with this, which means that we most likely have a copy of Engraver in the hand, or we only have this as our starter. We have to start with this one because of the fact that we want to be able to summon itself out. So they have Droll and Gamma in the hand as well. We normally summon a copy of Dark Blade. Activate the effect, which is very interesting here. Can destroy itself, search for a copy of the Witch. Witch can then activate the effect. Searching for a copy of Sleepy here. Now, a card has been destroyed this turn, so we will be able to summon Sleepy whenever we want to. But they are going to Droll on res. We do go cross out on the Droll. So we are sliding into the crossouts here. Now they do have a Delta in hand as well, and a Gamma. So do they want to use the... They do, so they want to prioritize that Droll for resolving and letting the Delta summon. Which means we are locked under Droll and Lockbird. Now Droll and Lockbird is quite good against the Memento strategy, but we still are able to play through with lots of the combos here. We can end on the big guy and the trap as well. So we're going to attach no Shigu effects, can activate destroying itself, sending the copy of the Gatic as well as the Mace and the Goblin here. Then the Gatic's going to be able to summon itself out and then add us back. Now you want to really focus on giving us access to Goblin. So we're going to be not adding it back with Mace. We should be adding the copy of Mace back here. We should be, Gatic says should be adding back Mace, so that we can destroy the copy of the Gatic with the Witch to summon out the copy of Goblin here. So we can send 2 more cards. We're going to go with Sleepy effect, summon itself out, then activate the effect to fuse. Now we want to leave... Okay. We want to leave the copy of Witch on the field so we can actually summon with the Goblin. But this can also let us dump here. We're going to dump the Trap monster and the big monster here. We can't search for the field spell, unfortunately. I thought for a second that the field spell could be placed onto the field, because a lot of times I just immediately do that, but it cannot be. So we're going to be putting back 5 to summon out the combined creation. And like, we really have no access to the trap here, which is unfortunate. I always thought that we could place the field spell. Unfortunately not. That would be quite nice if we could, but we're going to send out the combined creation here, and we do still have the fusion spell in the hand, if I'm not mistaken. Just going to set 1 and just pass turn on that. So now they have the Gamma, and they have 2 unknowns in hand alongside. So they have Throne. We can start like popping stuff, which is quite nice, and then also summon out the copy of Anguish in the graveyard, which you can then add back. But we're going to be seeing a copy of Track going to be activating the effect. We are going to be chaining the copy of the combined creation to summon with a copy of Anguish here. Anguish, as well as the Lurie, is going to be able to summon and search. We're searching for a copy of the fusion, or Sleepy here, which is going to let us fuse. Summon out the copy of the Track here, and we can, or the Lurie, and we could actually pop here if we wanted to. Popping the copy of Sleepy and the Lurie there, making it so they can't get into the engraver, which is then going to be able to dump the copy of the fusion spell here. They're going to activate the copy of the spell. Throw, I'm going to be able to search or dump. Searching for a Dark Beckoning Beast. They're going to normal the Dark Beckoning Beast here, and do we have like an imprint to be met with this? No, it looks like it's going to resolve. Searching for a copy of Gates. We know they play 3 Gates. They've always been a huge fan of 3 Gates here, so this would be the card to stop. But we're going to be macing, taking their monster. Now, I'm not exactly sure why we did it like this. You know, should just take the monster when they go up into it. I guess the next play could be, they're not going to go into a Phantom right away. Yeah, we should just have taken once they link up. But they're just going to scoop it up there, realizing they're not going to be able to make it. I think that the last card in hand was a Squirmer, so it wasn't going to make them do anything. Go up into a Yama. Yama effect's going to activate, searching for the Shavara, but just not going to be enough there, especially with us being able to play next turn as well. But we end up taking it kind of scuffed there with their bricks. Droll was really good against us. I'm looking back and thinking like, okay, well, there's no way for getting us access to the trap, but we should have been able to like goblin send like the fusion and multiple stuff just to get more cards in graveyard, so that if we do get interrupted once again or during our opponent's turn, we can actually like start adding back the stuff. There's also no need to add back the copy of Mace there. We could have waited and not sent off that under Droll and Lockbird, sent it off the copy of the fusion spell or the fusion monster, which can then let us add back the trap if we really need it, or any other card, like if we want to add back the copy of the Mentolian Fusion, or any other one that we want to, the dump with alongside the copy of the Sleepy there, or not the Sleepy, but the Gatic. Because you don't need the dump the extra deck monster at that time, because you're not going to be able to use it until the next turn, and you're going to be able to use it that turn anyways. And if it touches the graveyard, which is most likely going to be, just by destroying a card on the side of the field, you can then obviously banish it to search. So we're going to go into game 3 here with the Yubel deck going to be going first, and we see Gates in their hand alongside a copy of Spirit, I believe. But where they're going to be putting back a copy of Samsara Lotus and the Yubel to go up into the copy of the Phantom. Start off with the gates as well. Being able to use 2 cards from your hand to go up into an Omni Negate or Monster Negate is pretty nice. Especially when it gets you like so much recursion. But, drawing that Yubel is kind of rough. So we think about ashing this. We have Valor and Ash. So in my mind, I should have maybe Valored the copy of the Phantom on the summon of it. And then, being able to ash this here. They are thinking in response, they're going to Phantom this. That's going to let them search for a copy of the Dark Beckoning Beast. Then we're going to be seeing the Spirit be destroyed, summon the copy of Yubel here. And they are able to make a Phantom right away. They're going to normal summon the Dark Beckoning Beast. And we are going to Valor this here, throwing away 2 cards immediately. We're going to see them go up into a copy of the Moon, going up into a copy of Requiem here. Then we're going to go up into the Engraver. And this was the point where I probably should have, even if we would have Valored the copy of Phantom, or the Spirit, and ashed the copy there, it's not going to do very much for us. They could have just passed turn and we would set the fight against 1. But they're going to go up to the Princess line. They're going to be summoning the copy of the Engraver once again. And then we're going to activate the effect of the spell, sending the copy of the Spirit. And this is going to let us also draw 1 card off the Princess. And Spirit's going to be able to place the copy of Nightmare Pain. So here we have a few options. We could go for a Caesar if we play it. Or just to link up into a copy of the Sequence here. Sequence can bring out or activate a track summon with the copy of Fabled Lurie. We can go Nightmare Pain, destroy Spirit. I don't know why we summoned up the copy of Lurie here. Then we're going to go summon up the copy of the Yubel from the graveyard because of the Spirit. We also search for the Squirmer. We can then go up into a copy of Yama. And I believe we already have the Shavar in the hand, so we can't trigger it. But we're going to be able to trigger the copy of Sequence here. Putting back all 3 to go for a copy of Desiree. Then when we've seen the effect of the Squirmer to summon itself out. And we could link up here. We're not locked into anything at this point. But we can go for a Mutt-Raker. We're going to banish the copy of the Squirmer to summon the copy of the Spirit. And then we're going to go effect of... Or, we're going to think here, I guess. We're going to effect of Shavar, destroying the copy of Spirit, summon itself out. We're going to be seeing the Spirit can activate its effects, summon another copy of Yubel here. And, we do have... if we got nibbed here, we'd be fucked. But... we do have the Sequence of the Graver, which can then attach to the Desiree at some point. Unfortunately, we just don't play Nibiru, and they know that, because if we do play Nibiru, then we can't go into the Tachinosiku lines, unless we start going into some really weird extra deck monsters, which we are not doing. So we're going to be seeing a Phantom being made, and then we're going to be able to put the copy of Sequence onto the Desiree to be 2 types of negate here. I believe 1 being on our side of the field, 1 being on their side. I guess it's just two cards. Normally you want to negate a really good card or a blowout card. So we see a Desiree here, which is like a form of 2 negates. We see a Rage as well as a copy of Phantom. And a Yama in the graveyard, which is quite nice. We're then going to activate the effect of Tachinoshigu. And they're going to chain the copy of Rage here, going up into a copy of SP. And that's quite nice for them. We're going to be seeing the SP banish the copy of the Tachinoshigu. And we're going to normal summon a copy of Anguish here. Now, Anguish is going to be able to activate the effect of Search, but it's not going to do that much. It's because we can only search for the copy of Tachi no Shigu or another normal summon. We didn't destroy anything with the copy of the Tachi no Shigu there, so we can't really search for the Sleepy. And we look at our hand, and it's just a Fabled Lurry alongside a copy of Tachi no Shigu. So we definitely misplayed there, but we could have searched, and like nothing really does anything there with a normal summon. We probably should have started with a normal summon of the copy of the Anguish, seeing what they do. But even then, it's kind of hard to break that board with so much gas. Unfortunately, they were able to play through those double hand traps. Maybe not hand trapping completely optimally, but regardless, hope you've been watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, see more content like this. Stay safe. Peace.